So, how are things with you? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Great, thank you, Alan, for invitation.
You're welcome.
About myself, yes, my name is Tetyana. I've been in Vienna for 12 years right now. I come from Ukraine and I came here to study initially. I stayed here because of love and because of work. Exactly. So professionally, I'm a mathematician. I'm also a business owner and right now also a book author and a mom. So many roles. And yeah.
Let's start with something that I didn't know, that you're a mathematician.
Right.
Why?
I don't know. Numbers always inspired me. It's something which is precise and correct. And I love that. I like systems. I like organization. And numbers bring me patience, but also passion.
Were you always good at math also in high school and all that?
Yes.
Yeah. Were you the student that everyone was trying to copy from in exams? Did you help them? Did you let them copy?
Yes.
Yes?
Nerd, yeah.
Well, you were a good nerd then if you let other people copy from you.
Right. And actually, it was one of the reasons I came to Vienna. I wanted to study mathematics here, but I also was interested in finance, economics, so it was like financial mathematics later at Technical University in Vienna. It was a hard one. Hard 4 years.
Did you study in German?
Yes.
How was it?
Difficult.
Did you learn German here or back there?
I started 1 year before I came to Vienna. I started learning German, and it was quite okay. So when I first started with university, it was super difficult because like all the lectures are in German. People were mostly from Austria. There were like 4 or 5 foreigners in total in our course.
Different days.
100 people, right? And it was a shock. Yeah, so first semester, I really failed a couple of exams. Yeah. And I thought maybe math is not for me, but I didn't want to give up. I just stayed on track and tried one more time.
But you think it was also you failed those exams because you still were learning German, right? It was the beginning, and
German was not one of the reasons. Well, it was definitely the reason, but also because the system here is quite different. We have to learn everything on your own. You have your own program. You know, like students in Vienna, they study not 3 years, 4 years, sometimes longer. Take their time.
Yeah.
In their own.
They try to do other things in the meantime. But do you wanted to finish on time, or you wanted?
Yeah, it took me 4 years instead of 3, but it was very hard.
Do you think it's because I also noticed the same thing. I also recently graduated here at the University of Vienna. I finished it. Thank you. But I also, I also finished quite on time. Let's say what we consider on time, and but many of the students that were with me, they were there for their 8th year. On the other hand, everyone that I met from Eastern Europe, everyone wanted to finish fast and on time.
I don't know. I think it's our mentality that people in our countries finish normally on time with their cohorts. So if you're late, you're considered
a loser. It's true. I don't know how it was in Ukraine, but for sure in Albania you would be considered a loser, or maybe you would. Oh, that guy is failing all the time. He cannot even finish university. So this society pressure.
Yeah, when I failed my first 2 exams, I felt like that.
Feels like you didn't study enough, or you didn't give your best.
Even though I studied like every time.
But that's mostly come from people who haven't been where you were at that moment. This society pressure. I mean, and it's not. I'm saying that it's not people that don't love you or don't want your best. I'm just saying that you have to be there in order to understand it, how it feels, maybe. And then let's move to the part where you stayed for love a little bit, as much as you wanted, because I want to switch also to my favorite part for today.
Okay. Yeah. When I was finishing my bachelor's, it was like the last year of mathematics. I also wanted to do masters. And in this last year, I met my future husband, Kambis, and we just fell in love straight away and started dating. So I thought, okay, now I'm staying in Vienna because I have this thought that maybe I can move somewhere else. I also got an internship somewhere else. I wanted to go, but then I decided to stay. Started masters. I already had a job. Yeah.
That's a good decision. And now you have a kid.
Right. He's 1 year old.
What's his name?
Kian.
Kian. Hi, Kian. Maybe you'll see this in a few years.
Hi, Kian.
And now you have a book that is called...
Semi und das Geheimnis der Goldmünzen.
What does it mean in English?
Semi and the Secret of Golden Coins.
Okay. And this is a book about...
Financial literacy.
For?
It's for kids.
Maybe you can swipe it a little bit for me so we can see.
It's a book for kids between 3 and I would say 8. So at 3, kids cannot read normally yet. So it's mostly the book for parents who would read to their kids and educate them a little bit about financial literacy, what money is, how it works, how to earn money, how to save money, how to start a business. It's a book about a small squirrel named Semi. It's our main character.
Does your kid like squirrels so far?
Yeah, we actually, before starting the book, we asked around many kids what are their favorite heroes. And everyone said animals, like most like dogs, but also forest animals like squirrels.
So what is something that we can find there? Maybe can you show me only one page of the first page and tell me about the first one, so we can maybe explain it in English as well. What is it about?
It's difficult to translate because the book is in German and it's written like a poem. So if you translate it, it won't be that.
Or
nice.
What's the topic like?
Yeah, so a little Sammy is curious about what his parents do at work, because he normally sees they come home and bring some coins. So he asks his mentor, the Owl, her name is Oli the Owl, how the money works. So she starts explaining to him that parents go to work, earn money, come home, and that's how the money appears.
I see.
So he's curious and he wants to start earning money himself. And he starts helping his parents at home by doing stuff like washing clothes, washing dishes, making the bed. And every time he does something, the parents give him a coin. And that's how he starts collecting the coins. And after each chapter, we have reflection questions for parents and for a child, which starts a meaningful conversation about money and how it's earned and how to use it properly.
Beautiful. And let me show it one more time on this side. And so, Sammy, I know that it has, however, the book is still in German only. You're going to translate it soon, you said, at some point in English.
We're also working on that.
But there is an Instagram page about the book and with things from the book, 100% in English, right?
Yes, we have an Instagram page. It's called Kids Finance with Sammy.
Link in the description.
Thank you. And exactly over there we do postings, reels, videos, educational stuff about how to teach money to your kids.
That's a very good topic. A few episodes ago, I was talking to not a financial advisor, financial coach here, Sofia, and she was telling the same thing, that as kids we didn't have any coaching or education about financial matter. It was just parents doing their thing with the money, and then when suddenly we'd grow up, we'd have no idea.
Big problem right now you see in our society. You're very consumptional, and parents tend to buy lots of toys, lots of things to kids. They just go somewhere, go to a shop, and kids point, I want that, I want that. They don't know how much value the things have. They just want it. So parents either say, yeah, okay, I will buy it, or they say, no, we cannot afford that. And kids are just wondering,
what does it mean?
What does it mean we cannot afford that? for Christmas I get this and that, and now we cannot afford that. So they're wondering, are we poor? Are we rich? How much money do we have? They don't know. They don't understand the values. So it's important to start teaching kids very early how much things cost. Like, for example, when they go to the supermarket, explain this costs €2. We have this budget. You can also help me choose some items within a budget, so they understand how much is that, how much it is.
I forgot to ask, where can I get the book if I want to?
Yeah, the book is right now online. You can also order it from Thalia, from Amazon, but we also have some offline places where you can get it. These are the kids shops, and we are planning
Here in Vienna, right?
in Vienna, yeah. And we are planning to go also offline in Thalia in fall.
Nice. You wrote it together with Kambis, your husband. Why did you write these? I mean, why, I get the why, but how did you write it? And where did you get, let's say, the information, expertise? Was it a research project, or how did it go?
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
So, actually, writing the book, it's a quite long process and not a cheap one. We did it together with a startup. It's called Savara. It's like a publisher, but not a typical one. It's our friend, Ivan Topic. He already did some projects of writing the books before, so he was a good friend of ours already. And I was already pregnant, and we talked a lot about financial literacy before. And he just asked, why don't we write something about financial literacy for others? And then the idea came that why don't we do it for kids? Because kids is a very good target group, because if, as I just said, you have to start early.
Yeah.
And my pregnancy and the birth of our son inspired us to write this book for kids.
Well, where did you gather information, or so where is that information coming from?
Yeah.
Is it a personal opinion, or?
No, we have lots of friends with kids in our group. So we just asked around what kids like, what would they like to have in this book. So it was like a brainstorming, but together with Kambis and Ivan. We just brainstormed, wrote down some topics that we would like to have in the book, and then just put it in a story with different characters. And a friend of mine, Anna, she's a very good illustrator. She put it very beautifully into pictures that you see.
Beautiful, yeah.
And then we had even more ideas. We created a drawing book for kids. It's the same as a book, but kids can draw. And then we also hired an actor who made a recording of that book, professional one.
Do you have an audio version of this one?
Yes.
Of Sammy? It's an audio version? Nice. Is it on this app? How's it called? The audio from the one from Amazon, audiobook or?
Yeah. And no, right now it's in the cloud.
Okay.
So you can buy a bundle, a book, a drawing book, and the audio recording. But our ultimate dream, of course, is to put it into Tony box.
A Tony box? What's a Tony box? No.
Every kid has a Tony box.
Yeah.
I'm sure the parents all that. It's like a box. You buy it, and you buy special figures that have recordings of songs or stories, and you put them on the box and it starts recording. So it's not online, it's not on the phone. It's like a physical box and physical figures.
Wow, they have all sorts
and it's collectible, so like kids really buy them, collect them. It's a big thing. It's like buying bags, I guess.
We should have been in the kids business. Not in the bad way, in the sense to sell things, toys and stuff.
And I guess every child out there has a Tony box. So.
Oh yeah, well, it's probably all over the shops and the internet.
I also didn't know a lot about kids stuff before I got the child myself.
I think it's a different world, and it's just like the world. For example, I talk to people. I have a dog, and when I talk to people that don't have a dog, I understand that it's a completely different world and topics and places. They don't realize, for example, when I tell them, they suggest a place to go, and I ask, do they allow dogs there? And they didn't even think of that before.
Right, the same with kids.
Yeah. It's a cool thing, discovering new world.
Yeah.
But you said you're back to work after 3 months that Kian was born, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm also a business owner. I have my own company where we do financial mathematics, risk management, and we have clients. So it was almost impossible for me to go on maternity leave for 1 year. So I had to start early working, doing the projects, and leading the team.
How they say, right? I didn't want a 9 to 5. Now I work 24/7.
Right.
It's yeah, and I heard there is no real leave when you're the managing director of the company. You have to find a substitute, right?
Yes, either you have to find someone who would manage your company, or you just close the company for this 1 year, basically.
Which it wouldn't be
No.
nice to do.
Because you would lose all the clients
Yeah.
and projects. So.
Of course. And how long you been running this company for?
2022 I started.
Mm-hmm. So it's still in the first 3 years, and letting go clients now would be a disaster.
Mm-hmm. But I'm a fortunate one. I have a partner. And when I was pregnant and when I didn't work for the first 3 months, she managed the whole.
That's a good thing to have. Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about the whole being a business owner in Austria?
It's difficult.
Do you sometimes, maybe let's break it down a little bit. Are there moments, so I can understand, are there moments when you think, I wish I could just let everything go and find a full-time job, and someone else has to.
About that,
yes.
Especially when you have a child. But no, I'm also very thankful. Every week I think about that, and then I'm thankful that I have this opportunity, that I can create something on my own. I can manage things on my own, and I can make the best out of my expertise. Because I used to work in different places before. I was employed, and it didn't give me this feeling that I was like creating my full potential and opening it up.
And is this your first company?
Right.
You started it here in Vienna. With your partner. How did you get together with your partner to start?
We worked together before, also on some projects. She already had some clients, and then we started working together. We created more clients. We started more projects together. I'm also very thankful to her because she has more expertise than me. She's older, and she was also like a mentor for me.
And yeah, that's a good thing to have. Like, you just work together. Let's do something else. Let's do our own company.
Right.
And yeah, tell me more about your life with a kid. You said you're an entrepreneur mother. Mm-hmm. Give me some details about that. How does it feel, and how do you manage the time?
I think I have an advantage because I'm also a mathematician, and I told you at the beginning that I like systems, I like planning.
It's your thing.
Basically, how I manage it. I have an app where I put every minute of what's happening, with me and with my kid. I have like exact hours when he is sleeping, when he is eating, when he's playing. And I have these blocks where I know I can work when he is asleep, or when our babysitter comes and stays with him. So I basically plan everything perfect.
But that sounds perfect. However, I hear from many parents that sometimes you cannot. It's not really up to the parents to how they're gonna.
Of course.
At least in these early years. I mean, not when they grow up, but now the kid, it's not really being educated in many things. It's just, so far, it's just nature, right? It's how he is. How do you deal with that? Because the sleeping hours, if it's a calm baby or if it's a crying baby,
yeah.
How do you combine that with math?
Unexpected moments can happen. In math, there are also like unknown events, unpredictable ones, the black swans. Okay. Yeah, so you have to be also prepared to that if something happens, if your babysitter is sick, or if the kid is sick, or something extraordinary happens, you have to make free time. And so you have to be prepared.
What do you tell to your clients then?
Luckily, I have a team. So we are 5 people in the team in total. So we plan everything so that if I'm not available at this moment, someone else can do it, and we just somehow manage it. Until now, we didn't have that many problems with that.
How do you find your team, and what is important for you when you hire people?
For me, I'm a bit. We have a women team. We're 5 women. It was accidentally.
So you weren't in a mission to only hire women?
No, of course not. But somehow it happened that people who applied for the job, we felt like this and that woman were the perfect match for us. And together we are a family. So it's not like just employees and employer relationship, but more like family, friends. And if something ever happens, they can come to me, I can come to them, and we just support each other.
Sure, but what is a match for you? What did you like? Do you like the flexibility or how they speak, or what is that you like?
Flexibility is definitely the point, because most of our team members travel a lot or living here and there. So we like basically allow the freedom in choosing where to work and how to work and when to work. The most important thing is that the work has to be done on that time. It doesn't matter if they do it at night or during the day, because we are mathematicians, so calculating risks, you can basically do online with your computer anywhere, anytime. Also, something like these familiar things, this family thing that you can share, support each other. It was very important. Yeah, we have like right now a new girl in the team since two years. She's a data scientist. She's still a student. She started like from scratch, didn't know anything, so we basically educated her, and I think she feels like a family to us right now.
That's good to have. I'm curious about what you said about calculating risks. Could there be an easy way for people like myself who failed math 4 times to understand that? No. Not the whole process, but what do you see and what kind of risk do you calculate? The failure risk for startups or for credits or loans?
Our company mostly works with insurance risks and banking risks, so financial risks.
So, for example, insurance risk could be. What do you give to your clients?
For example, if an insurance company creates a new policy, a new product that they would like to sell to new clients, we would calculate how much premium the customer has to pay for this kind of product. And they also calculate what can happen with the client, what are the risks, how much reserve the insurance company has to reserve in order to be able to pay out this risk.
So you're those people that make people pay some money in any case of accidents, right?
Right.
Was it always like this? Because I never heard it before until recently that most car owners in Austria, they pay anyway, even when there's a full casco insurance, they still have to pay something unless there's a big natural catastrophe. So if you find, let's say, your car at night, if you're into an accident, you still have to pay a minimum amount, even that the insurance is a full casco.
If something happened to your car?
Yeah, if I mean in an accident, for example, and my car is broken, and I still pay an amount, I think around between 300 and 400 euros.
If something happened to your car or to another one?
Both, let's say. But even if I find my car scratched at night, that I get it because it might sound suspicious. But if I'm into accident, why is it that people still pay? For example, could it be because people might go into accidents on purpose, or?
It depends. If you have full casco, normally it should be covered.
Yeah, I still have to pay. I was also surprised. I mean, it never happened, unfortunately, but there's always a minimum amount to pay.
Maybe because you have a contract that covers only the amount of money after some specific amount, like for example, 1,000 is Selbstbehalt, it's called in German.
Okay.
So it's something that you pay, and everything on top of 1,000 is covered by the insurance policy.
It's probably one of the things that I don't get.
Yeah, you have to, when you buy a contract, you have to read exactly what this amount is. You can also set it to 0, then you don't have to pay anything. The same with medicine insurance. For example, if you go to the hospital and you have an operation and Selbstbehalt is 1,000, then you have to pay 1,000 anyway for your surgery, and everything on top is paid by the insurance.
So you also calculate risks, for example, all these things we know about health insurance, that it differs from the age and from the weight and all that. This is all part of what you do, right?
Also, yes. We work also a lot with life insurance and companies who have corporate policies. So you, as an employee who works at the corporate, for example, you can also get some corporate benefits, and the business would also pay private insurance for you. It's called corporate insurance.
That's a difficult thing to do. I'm assuming that by now, for you, it has been super helpful to use artificial intelligence, right?
Actually, in Austria, at least, it's a bit old-fashioned, and not so many insurance companies are that open to implementing AI tools.
Even ChatGPT?
No, I mean, internally, of course, teams use it for some of their internal cases, but in terms of customers, there are also like chatbots where they do policy making and read the files as well, but not in risk management.
Why do you think they don't want to do that? Because they still have people at a certain age that they are not used to it, or?
Not that, because it's about money. So risk management, it's about how much money you have to pay, how much money you have to reserve. So when it comes to this important topic, you have to have people who control.
To make it more expensive. Some depends. I mean, it's also the cases. I get it. Sometimes it's the same thing with the banks, and it's just difficult to get. There is this estimates from the banks when you want to get a house loan, for example, and you still have to talk to a person to calculate the real amount that you have to pay, because it's so. Yeah, when you talk to someone, yes, but when you go online, the system just shows, yeah, this just doesn't make sense for me and everything. So I get it that maybe it's just not. Also, AI, it's not that good yet as it's supposed to be. Or
there are good. There are some good solutions. There are a lot of startups right now who are in insurtech, who are launching their products. It just, the market is a bit protected.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Austria is famous for insurance company, right? For a company, right? It's all over the world.
There was no insurance company in the history of Austria that went bankrupt.
Really? That's an interesting thing to know. How many insurance company might be? 10, 15?
No, like around 200.
What?
Yeah, we know, of course, this famous one like Allianz, Unica, Wiener Städtische, and so on, but there are a lot of small ones.
I had no idea.
There are a lot of local ones, and there are also a lot of international ones who have offices in Austria as well.
I wonder what's the business plan when they come from other countries and try to open an insurance company in Austria, knowing how strong.
Not many policies, of course. It's more like a specific one, like insurance for some, I don't know, specific part of the house that you want to insure, or specific like health insurance.
So you on the side that you, let's say you build the risk packages or for each policy that they want to apply, do they bring it to you first, or you create for them and they then evaluate it?
We're more a consultant to them. So they create, of course, their own ones. We either audit them, like help them go through the audit process, or we create some calculating tools for them or optimize their existing packages.
Mhm. And what kind of skill set of people do you have in your team besides the data scientists?
We're all mathematicians
Okay.
or data scientists, statistics, so anything connected with numbers and data.
And how do you find your clients, or how do clients find you?
So my partner already had a lot of clients, and we started like expanding these bases. And normally we don't do any ads, no advertisement in this kind of business. It works like some client knows us and he suggests it to their friends, to other customers, or for example, a tax advisor has a lot of clients who he supports. So if some client asks, "Do you know someone?" he tells them. So it's basically like
That's the best way. That's the best way to get clients, because sure, ads are nice, but you never know who you're gonna get. And
yeah, but our field is so specific. Like,
yeah,
who would ever Google like insurance mathematician, whatever?
are there other companies like this?
Yes, there are not so many, but we have, of course, competitors.
So you're one of those people to whom those equations finally were useful to, right? The ones that we thought that we never gonna use in high
It's
school.
not like we really use them on paper.
Yeah.
It's
Of
all
course.
programmed in code, but
How
understand.
what kind of programs do you use, or tools, or apps?
So insurance risk asset is very old fashioned. So lots of insurance companies still use like very old softwares. A lot still use Excel, like VBA programming.
Kill me now.
Yeah, but we also do projects with data science tools like languages like Python, R, which is the common one for data scientists. And
Sounds like a complicated job, and definitely sounds like a job you cannot get away for a full year of parental leave from.
exactly. Except you have a good team.
Yeah, well, it seems like you got a good team and a good thing going on.
It takes a village to raise a child. So my village is, of course, my husband, my babysitter, and my team who supports me.
Who understands. It's important to have people around you who get the situation, or sometimes they don't even have to get it. It's always this big difference between understanding and accepting. Maybe they won't understand it sometimes, but they have to accept it, or the opposite. Yeah. And what are your plans for the summer? What can people with a business and a small kid can do in Austria?
Well,
or abroad?
No, we already did a vacation with my parents together for 1 week, but this summer we're mostly staying in Austria. Maybe we'll go to a lake because we cannot travel that much with a kid. You have to plan everything very good. Like it has to be a place which is kid friendly and not too far away, by car or plane. Yeah.
What are your do you ever think about, like, while you are in this business, do you get other business ideas?
Yeah, I actually have another part of my life that I didn't mention, which is startups. Because of my husband, he is a head of startup services at WKO Vienna. It's a chamber of commerce in Austria. And he himself also invests in startups, and he was a startup founder himself. So he is very, very much into this area. And I started helping him recently as well by investing in startups together, and also like doing financial analysis of some businesses and supporting some startups as well with some input. Yeah.
You got a lot going on.
Right. But this is what also inspires me a lot, because there are really some good teams out there, great ideas, great business projects, and this project that I believe in. and that I think would change the world as well.
Yeah, it's important to choose some impact as well. And I think at least in Austria now, if your project doesn't have at least some degree of impact, it's just not gonna work, and no one will support it anymore. At least in Austria, it's long gone the times when you were only pitching and you let's make some money.
But when you ask me how is it to run a business in Austria, of course, on the regulatory basis, it's quite difficult. But on another hand, Austria is like one of the best countries in the world, I would say, who supports startups with money. The funding support from Austria is so huge. Like you can basically get a grant for like if you're good in that for any idea.
True. It's I mean it's competitive, and the success rates of winning the grants are very low.
Yeah.
Usually,
Compare it to other European countries or even the US, none of their countries like Austria gives so many grants to the startups.
the grants, yes, but on the other hand, I've been to the US, but not in a startup ecosystem setting. But many people who go there and come back, and they all say that at least San Francisco is so fast paced and people want to get things done and they reply to you so fast. And there you can really do things, while in Austria it moves very slow. Or Europe for one thing.
But it's getting better.
Yeah.
In terms of speed, of course, we're quite behind, but it's getting better. Also in terms of women entrepreneurs, it's growing.
That one thing, and especially Vienna is growing, getting faster. These years, Vienna Up, for example, was for me the best one I've seen so far, and you could see that there were more and more people coming from abroad. Yeah,
Indian delegation, African delegation, like Middle East for sure.
Something I haven't seen last year, for example. This year was much better, and finally you can see that things are starting to change, and then it depends if you have the patience to be here for that while using the other benefits that the country has, because this is one thing, but
I think Austria really is starting to get into this direction by attracting more investors, so some more startups to come to Vienna and found companies here, and a lot of things are changing, and I hope it's for the best.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, those who are 18-year-old now and want to start a business, they're going to have a much brighter future. But we are among the people who, let's say, are working on making it better. Not me personally, but as a generation. I think ours is the one that is trying to put a brick to make it better day by day. And so the next generation will have an easier time. I'm just generally not very happy about the lack of digitalization for so many things. Not in the startup world anymore. I'm talking general things, offices, institutions, all the print that is still necessary when you have to do things.
If you look in Austria historically, you can understand why it's so old-fashioned here.
I understand it, but I don't accept it. See, now it's one of the things that I understand it, but take, for example, going back to people like us who moved here as a new country. Still, at this day, people have to print 80, 100 pages every year when they reapply for a visa renewal. Basically, just take it to the institution, they scan it, and those people take the print back home with them instead of sending it just per email. And there must be, I know that it's so many institutions at the same time doing this, probably needs big reform, and you cannot do it. Yes. Yeah. But also the Bezirksgericht, the courthouse, also they don't even have an email address, as I saw. They have only fax and phone number.
I also applied 5 months ago for a Gewerbe. It's like permission to
a license, yeah.
A license, yeah. And yeah, I've constantly been on the phone checking how is it going, and it should be done, or they're just checking something. I don't know what.
Yeah, and I noticed that, sure, it's easy to blame the system, and sometimes it's easy to blame people, but I also noticed that sometimes people don't appreciate the position where they are and the power that is given to them for something, so they just take it for granted, and they enjoy being in that work for a long time, and I think they extend the work by doing less work
I mean,
sometimes.
if you look at society in Austria in general, they have so many benefits that they say Austrians are grumpy. It's
You don't think that they are?
They are, yes.
They are.
Austria is even now considered to be one of the grumpiest countries in
Some
Europe.
call it unfriendly instead of grumpy.
And I think one of the reasons is because they take everything as granted because they have so many benefits here. If you're unemployed, you get so much money. And when suddenly something goes wrong, like not perfect, I would say, then it makes them unhappy.
Yeah.
And people at these kind of jobs where they are just like doing like the minimum amount of work. I don't want to abuse anyone, but you see this pattern that they become unfriendly.
Tell me one more thing that parents or future parents should tell their children about financial literacy.
It depends on the age. We also created the guide for different ages of kids of how to start teaching them about money. For example, as I already mentioned, if you go to the supermarket with your kids, give them like options to help you choose some products, explain how different things have different values. Also use different visualization tools like jars, points to explain that this is a €2 coin, this is €1 coin, and so on. So they understand how much you can buy with this coin, for example. And also talk openly with your kids about money.
Like, we are in debt, this is depressing.
Yes. I mean, if you have some financial problems, just sit down with them and explain that you are having a hard time with that. Explain your failures, explain your choices, why you're not allowing them to buy this, why are you saving money for something bigger. Really talk openly like with adults. They will understand that it's your kid. They learn the best by copying adults, by copying you. So you have to be the best example for them. And when it's too late, when they're already teenagers, or even worse, students who are starting like getting credit cards and they don't know how it works, it's really bad.
True.
So the best thing is to start really, really early with small examples, small steps. Involve them in everything you do with money, like just by showing. And when they're already like going to school, understanding the values, numbers, you can start with investments as well, explaining that compound interest, how it works, and how you can invest in something and get more money out of it. Investing in stocks together, for example, is like a big thing that I'm doing as well.
That's very useful, and we are all thankful for that. And everyone, just check out Sammy one more time, and link in the description to where you can find it. And also, they have an Instagram page that is completely in English, where you will learn more about financial literacy for kids. I want to thank you for being here today and for your time, and say hi to Kambis for me. And we'll see each other for sure in the next startup event here in Vienna.
Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for the opportunity and the great talk. And it was really nice meeting you and discussing all of these topics.
Thank you, and bye everyone from Impact Hub Vienna, where we always record.
Bye.